Breaker Broke 23. I've owned this Altec Lansing Life Jacket XL for 2.5 years. Let's do a little performance review on it. Or I'll use TuneIn Radio app on my cell phone. Okay, this is a video that I did when I first bought this. I think I had it a couple months. I shot the video on here. Of course, before I do a review or any kind of a performance review on any given product, I like to use it for a while, spend a few weeks or more with it. And I'm not really too feature oriented. I like these Bluetooths to just basically sound good, be durable, and easy to connect. So this has done that in the 2 years and 5 months that I've owned this thing. I haven't had any problems with it. I've got a lot of time on it. I've used this quite extensively in the shop. It's been wet several times. I like the latency on it. It's just been a really great speaker. Now, that being said, this last summer, August of 2019, I brought this out to the swimming pool, and I threw it in the pool. I figure I've got it for 2 years now. I've had my money. I've got my money's worth out of it. This thing's been dropped in the shop. It's been kind of beat up. I mean, it doesn't really show that visually, really. But, I mean, it's gone through its paces for sure. So I lobbed it into the pool. And that was a good, 15 feet. I mean, I just chucked it. And splash, went right into the pool. All of a sudden, it stopped working. So I just want you to know, before I did that, I made sure the door was sealed here. Yeah, you got to be careful of that on a lot of these waterproof Bluetooth speakers. You got to make sure the little trap door there for the charging outlet and all that is shut and tight. I have a good seal around it. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. The thing just shut down. It just went off. So I pulled it out of the pool, fired it up again. It came on for a minute, and I thought, well, that was kind of interesting, and then it shut off again. So I just kind of took it out, and later on that afternoon I was going to take this in the house, and I just kind of shook it around, and I could hear water in there, like quite a bit of water. I mean, it sounded like, I don't know, 3 or 4 ounces of water at least. And I'm like, oh man, this sucks. This thing's toast now. So that being said, what I did is I just kind of left it on the back patio. I walked back up to it a week later, shook it up a little bit, still had water in it. It wouldn't turn on. Wouldn't do anything. So I'm like, all right, this thing's toast. But the hoarder in me just can't throw something away. And this is my problem. I just can't throw things away, especially when you spend a couple $100 on this stuff, you know. So anyway, about, oh my gosh, about early September, mid-September, I thought, all right, I'm going to let go. I can let go. I'll throw it away, throw it in the garbage. One last time, I'm going to try to fire it up. Hit the power button, and voila.
Powering on. Welcome to Altec Lansing.
That's right, it works again. Shook it around, no water in there. It works great. The battery's dead now, but actually I haven't charged this battery since like July. So going through that whole water ordeal and everything, the battery's just kind of dying now. That's pretty good. I'm actually pretty impressed with it. So I'm gonna keep it. It still works. It still sounds just like it did the day I bought it. All modes and functions are exactly the same. So I'm pretty impressed. I definitely got my $200 out of it, that's for sure. Especially for mostly it's been in the shop as a shop speaker. But yeah, so I just wanted to do this video. And I think what we're going to do is, I've never torn this thing apart. So I kind of want to see, maybe can I figure out where the water came in at? You know, what just happened? It's pretty weird. You know, there could have been some access or water entry right here. Again, with the little trapdoor unit thingy. You know, But I really, just quickly, I just don't really see where it could have come in at. So I think what we'll do is we'll tear this apart. Okay, so I've never torn one of these apart, so we're just going to wing it and see what happens. Obviously, I think we're going to start with the rubber surround, the shock protection. Looks like it's got these little, kind of like, come on camera, focus, come on. There we go. These little nubbies right here that go into the grill. So let's pull all these out. Let's see. Let's go back on the back side and do this. Okay, I'll continue going around here. Okay, so we're getting her out of there. Yeah, that's kind of good looking. All right. Let's see, now what should we do here? Let's try to figure this out. Pause the camera while I pull this grill off. Okay, after fiddling with it here for a couple minutes, I figured out I'll go up underneath here with my little pick tool, get in there where those little nubbies went through, and see if I can pull it out, and there it is. So don't try from the corners, you'll actually ruin those, looks like. I started bending one, and yeah, oh, that's kind of interesting. So that little bit of grill cloth kind of either was installed wrong, maybe they were in a hurry, or it just crumpled up on me after getting wet. So that's what the rear of the unit looks like. So we've got a driver here, looks to be about almost a 2-inch driver. Got a pretty heavy duty passive radiator, that's heavy duty. And a little Audax tweeter. Looks like an old TW51. Huh, that's kind of interesting. Alright, well, let's go here and pull off the front. So again, I'm going in these little holes in the grill where the little nubbies for the protective rubber surround went on. I'll just kind of discard that out here. And we'll just kind of get underneath there and carefully yet forcefully lift it up. Don't want to nail a driver. Okay, look, see how that's kind of sticking to it? So, front wasn't too bad. I guess that's the most important one. Alright, so we get those out of the way. And here again, we've got the little Audax style tweeter here. Pretty heavy duty passive radiator, and then a forward firing driver. So let's see here. Let's orient this. This is the front of the unit. So we got a tweeter here on the left, mid-range driver here on the right. And then what they've done is they've staggered them, kind of like a push-pull type thing. So yeah, that's kind of neat. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to break into where that passive radiator is and just kind of take my chances. I'm going to pull this out here and we'll see what happens. Actually, let me readjust my camera here so we get a better angle. Okay, in the interest of save time, and I didn't want to screw up any drivers or anything, I took a little closer look here and found that we have, let's see, what is this? 2, 4, 6, 8 screws holding the cabinet together. I may have found out where this where the water came in, but let's just kind of pull this back and expose the electronics here. So that's what it looks like. So we can get a better angle here. There we go. We'll peel it back this way. That's what she looks like inside. A little bit of corrosion on that driver. Not bad. These are nice little bulk drivers. Well, I'll bet those have a little bit of throw on them. You know, a little bit of excursion. Excursion is how far the cone will move in and out. It's kind of impressive. I wasn't expecting really that kind of a quality driver in there. Like I said, pretty high quality passive radiator. But, you know, I said before that this thing has hit the floor a few times in the shop, and I'm thinking maybe this is where the water came in. They've got kind of an interesting, so this is kind of a rubberish type compound here for the outer jacket, and then you've got like this lip, but there's no, I can't feel a gasket in there really. Doesn't really feel like there's a gasket in there. Anyway, they went to great lengths to definitely make it waterproof, that's for sure. Here's the battery. It's a pretty big battery. Here is the, let's see if we can go back this way. Here is the control board slash, I'm going to say the audio amplifiers on here as well. There's our Bluetooth chipset right here. Right there. You can always tell what that is because the little squiggles there, the little PC squiggles, that's actually the antenna. Here's our user functions. And yeah, there's some moisture. Moisture did get up there. Probably from when I was rattling it around though, trying to shake and stir it. Here, let's see. Well, here's the amplifier section here. Right in here. So that's kind of interesting. And the back of the tweeter. Have a little crossover cap on it. Looks like it. No. So any frequency distribution to the drivers is on the board here. So I wasn't expecting to see this little tweeter, but these little Audax type, these little cheap tweeters here don't really have much output. Kind of a flat sounding tweeter. I wasn't really expecting that, but yeah, it's there. It is a tweeter. I was expecting it to be another full range like this driver. Anyway, kind of interesting. I wonder how the water got out. It's kind of wild. It just can't evaporate. But anyway, this sat out in, oh, not quite direct sunlight, but it was out on the patio for quite a while. And I don't know how the water evaporated. But here's something interesting. The way this cabinet is put together, we've got the screw hole here, and of course the screw goes into the top, and then, you know, there's X amount of material like right there to hold the base so it can kind of, you know, has something to pull down onto. And this one here, as I was unscrewing it, just broke right off. In fact, I think it was oh, here it is. So there it is. Right there. See, this is what I'm talking about. It should be there, like this. I don't know if you can see that. And then the screw drops down into the top. So possibly at one time when this thing hit the ground, this may have broke either from the factory over tightening it to get the water seal or whatever. But how many else are broken? Let's see. So there's one. I got two. Here's another one over here in this corner. I kind of did the same thing. Let's see. I don't think this screwdriver's magnetized. Oh, well, let me magnetize it while I'm at it. There we go. Come on. Anyway, I got another screw down in the cabinet. Pull that out. By the way, this is a great way to magnetize your screwdriver. And those are obviously not steel screws. Yeah, anyway, that's kind of cool. Kind of always wanted to bust into this thing and see what it was all about. Just when the product's brand new, all this stuff comes out of my pocket. Nobody's sending me any samples or demos or anything like that. I'm a little leery to do that, but I figured it's already got water that could leak into it. What do I got to lose? Anyway, it's kind of cool how they put the handle in. I like the engineering of this. It's kind of neat. So I think what I'll do is I'll put it back together. It still runs, so I'm going to put it back together. I'm going to run a very small bead of sealer around that. Screw in the remaining, let's see here. See, I got 5 here that'll actually take right in here. And I think I'll just clamp it together and then let the sealing compound do the job, and I think we'll be good to go. We'll just play her till she dies. I'm impressed though. That's quite a large storage battery. That is, how many cells are in there? Can I tell? Not really. Anyway, that's kind of cool. It's kind of clips in there, fastens in there. That's pretty neat. Anyway, well, there you go. Interesting. Right on Altec. I think that's kind of a neatly designed speaker. Pretty cool. Alright guys, thanks for watching. 2.5 years later, she still runs, even though it had quite a bit of water in there when that thing hit the pool. But yeah, that's impressive. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Leave questions or comments down below. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. We got more. I've got some other speakers. I got the JBL Flip 4 and some other speakers that I've had around for a couple of years. And little teaser here, the Flip 4 is dying. So stay tuned and I'll do the video on that one. Alright guys, thanks for watching.